Did you see that when DB came back and played for us, that they got mad that our fan base was booing her?
I don't believe in booing former players unless they left on like some you type shit.
Sophie Cunningham just detonated a shocking detail on her podcast that rewrites everything we thought we knew about DeWanna Bonner's exit from Indiana. The Fever guard, who shared locker rooms with Bonner in Phoenix and Indianapolis, pulled back the curtain on one of the messiest mid-season departures in WNBA history. What she revealed wasn't just gossip. It was a masterclass in how not to exit a team. And the details? Let's just say you'll rethink everything you assumed about loyalty in pro sports.
I like DB because DB was one of my vets when I was in Phoenix, and then we gathered here into Indiana, and it was kind of a surprise that she was signed to Indiana anyway. And so we'll take her in a heartbeat. She's a Hall of Famer. She's a hell of a basketball player, can score from anywhere on the court.
Smash that thumbs up now if you live for unfiltered sports drama. It fuels our deep dives. When DeWanna Bonner signed with Indiana, it felt like destiny finally smiling on a franchise star for veteran wisdom around Caitlin Clark. Fever fans envisioned championship parades. Here was a decorated champion with 7 All-Star appearances and Olympic gold credentials. At her introductory press conference, Bonner radiated confidence, telling reporters, "My kids are literally right up the road. This young core has unlimited potential I'm excited to help unlock." Teammates amplified the excitement.
I'm sure there were plenty of teams going for your services, DeWanna, so why was this the right opportunity for you?
I just feel like it was the location for one. My kids are literally right up the road, and I've spent a lot of time away from them, so that and the core that they have here now is just kind of want to fit in, and be another piece of the puzzle, and hopefully bring the energy dynamic and take us to a different level.
Sophie Cunningham, who'd shared Phoenix locker rooms with her, publicly praised Bonner's scoring versatility. She's a walking bucket from anywhere inside half court. Clark appeared genuinely awed, telling media, "DB's voice carries weight. She's a leader we've needed." Social media buzzed with feverish anticipation.
DB is somebody that, she's a Hall of Famer, like a legend, not only a good basketball player, a great person, a great leader. The strongest voice in our locker room is hers.
Ticket sales spiked as analysts predicted playoff contention. But behind the polished optics, whispers emerged about half-hearted practices and detached film sessions. The Hall of Famer who promised mentorship seemed more interested in exit strategies and offensive sets, a dissonance that would soon crack the foundation of Indiana's dream season. 9 games into the partnership, alarming patterns emerged. DeWanna Bonner's 7.1-point average was her lowest since her rookie year, while her 38% shooting cratered far below career norms. Rebounds, 3.8 and assists 1.6, reflected minimal engagement.
Her minutes had significantly dropped from last year. Well, in turn, if her minutes drop, a lot of her production numbers that she can see and the rest of the league can see also dropped with it. Look, she's just like Natasha Howard. She looks old on the court. All right, not trying to be this is not ageism. She looks like an older athlete. All right, she looks slower on the court, and the team has been lacking energy. It's been a serious problem. Seriously, long overdue. Let her go to the place where she feels she would be.
But the true story unfolded in real time during games. Defensive rotation saw her trailing plays. Offensive sets featured her camping beyond the arc, rather than leveraging her famed mid-range game. During a pivotal loss to Chicago, cameras caught Clark gesturing frantically as Bonner jogged back on transition defense. When Coach Stephanie White finally benched her late in the fourth quarter against Atlanta, the arena's collective gasp echoed the locker room's tension. Teammates exchanged uneasy glances during timeouts, while fans voiced frustrations online about empty veteran presence.
Used to show up to work while receiving money, while taking payment, you refused to show up and do the job. And let's be clear, you wasn't even good while you was here. You was shooting threes hitting the side of the backboard.
But this is definitely going to be a part of her history, man, because the new wave is taking over. These new fans are watching. So at the end of the day, yeah, It's going to be a part of her history, unfortunately.
The benching wasn't merely tactical. It was an organizational admission that their prized acquisition had become a liability. Yet this professional setback merely prefaced what came next, a disappearance that would redefine unprofessional conduct in the WNBA. Without warning or explanation, DeWanna Bonner vanished. No team meeting, no farewell, just sterile press releases citing personal reasons.
She came over here. She signed a max contract. She knew Phoenix didn't have the bread. She got 80 here and went and got the rest over there. I think it's trash.
I wouldn't do anything differently. You took 80 grand from the Indiana Fever. You could have just signed. Like, that's one of the things. Like, I don't understand why you take these interviews. I don't understand why someone would take an interview and say that, when the reality is that all you did was took a whole bunch of money from a team to not show up.
You refuse to
As games passed, confusion metastasized. Reporters peppered Clark with questions. Any update on DB's return? Clark's tight-lipped. We're wishing her well. Responses grew increasingly strained. Behind closed doors, teammates sent supportive texts that vanished into digital voids. Front office executives scrambled for answers while vague rumors swirled. The truth finally detonated when Phoenix Mercury insiders leaked negotiations. Bonner was orchestrating a mid-season signing while still under Fever contract. The betrayal cut multiple ways, abandoning teammates who cover for her absence.
She got to Indiana and she just like really wasn't happy. And like, I want people to be happy. So that's why I'm kind of like neutral on this one, which a lot of people are surprised about. She's towards the end of her career. So like, she deserves her flowers. She deserves to be happy. But I also think that if you're going to leave, like, you're going to have to expect getting booed. Like,
Was there explanation when it happened? No. Not even privately? Yeah, I mean, okay. That's tough. And, yeah, okay. Well, I did say what? Unless you leave on some type shit, and that's what that is, so.
Yeah.
Collecting Indiana's salary while negotiating elsewhere and weaponizing personal reasons as camouflage for professional discontent. Former players expressed outrage on sports talk shows, one analyst noted. Using personal excuses as leverage sets dangerous precedent.
When we say DeWanna Bonner quit on her team, she literally quit on her team. She didn't say, hey, this isn't working out. She just didn't say anything at all. She didn't say, hey, wish you guys good luck. She just didn't say anything at all. While she was conspiring behind the scenes on how to get out of Indiana, how to take that money and run, she left her teammates in the dark. She left her teammates just like us, wondering what the heck is going on. And Sophie Cunningham is shedding some light onto that entire situation.
The once celebrated veteran had transformed into a cautionary tale about contractual integrity, leaving scorched earth where trust once flourished in Indiana's locker room. Sophie Cunningham's podcast revelations landed like grenades precisely because they came from an insider who'd shared both Phoenix and Indiana journeys with DeWanna Bonner. On Show Me Something, Cunningham balanced personal affection with professional condemnation. I'll always root for DB's happiness, but basic decency requires communicating with your team. Her dissection of Bonner's exit was surgical.
I'm still rooting for her. Like, I want her to end her career and be happy. But I also think that, like, it's okay to be professional about it and, like, send a text to your teammates. Send a text and be like, hey, like, love you guys. Or you don't even have to say love you guys. Just like, hey, sorry this didn't work out. Good luck. Da-da-da-da. You know what I mean? Like, there's a way to handle that, I think.
When you depart franchises, send one text. Sorry it didn't work out, best of luck. That preserves relationships. Cunningham emphasized how silence compounded the damage. Teammates aren't asking for tearful goodbyes, just acknowledgement that you valued their partnership. The podcast viral moment came as Cunningham contrasted their Phoenix bond with Indiana's radio silence. We battled together for years, yet she vanished here like we were strangers. Crucially, she framed this as a league-wide integrity issue. Young players watch how vets exit. Ghosting teams teaches terrible lessons.
I just don't understand this. I don't understand why DeWanna Bonner is taking these interviews at this point in time, because I'm like, look, you're in Phoenix, you've got what you wanted, you've got what everyone expected you wanted all along. Everything's gone your way. Indiana haters are going to love you because you screwed over the Fever. They're going to love you because you screwed over the Fever. Phoenix Mercury fans are going to love you. Rival fans are going to love you because you basically screwed over the Fever. Fever fans are going to hate you because you
Cunningham's testimony resonated because it humanized collateral damage, Clark's visible disappointment, coach's frustration, an emotional toll on players who genuinely welcomed there would be Menor before her abrupt departure. The atmosphere at Gamebridge Fieldhouse on July 30th crackled with tension even before tip-off. As DeWanna Bonner emerged in Phoenix Mercury colors for warm-ups, scattered boos began rolling like distant thunder.
Booed in her return, which is to be expected considering the circumstances in which she left. And the players that have come in for the Fever are much better than Bonner was for them. Aari McDonald has been a revelation. She was great in this one again. And Chloe Bibby looks like a perfect fit. So all in all, Fever fans have to feel pretty damn good about
a prelude to the storm awaiting her official entry. When she finally checked in with 6:52 left in the first quarter, the arena detonated. A wall of sound, part rage, part betrayal, crashed over the court as 15,000 fans unleashed years of pent-up frustration in seconds. Chants of "Quit TER" pierced through the din, crystallizing their fury over her mid-season disappearance after just 9 games. Every time Bonner touched the ball, the jeers surged anew, turning routine plays into psychological battlegrounds. Even drawing a foul 11 seconds into her debut shift triggered sarcastic cheers, exposing how deeply her personal reasons exit had fractured the fan base's trust.
Bonner battling with Hall. Bonner turns, fades, fires, and leaves it way short. Great defense there by Hall. Copper tracks it down and bounces for Bonner, who had her shot blocked. And it's a shot clock violation. Bonner walled off by Hull and then blocked at the rim. Indiana has that 5-point lead in third.
The sideline story, Clark's silent victory lap. Injured star Caitlin Clark, clad in street clothes, became the game's unspoken narrator, positioned at the edge of the bench. Her reactions were a masterclass in nonverbal storytelling. When DeWanna Bonner airballed her first 3-point attempt, Clark's fist pump was subtle but unmistakable, a suppressed eruption of vindication. Later, as replacement guard Aari McDonald, Bonner's de facto successor, sliced through Phoenix's defense for a career-high 27 points. Clark leapt to her feet, waving a towel like a battle flag. The contrast spoke volumes. Here was a rookie who'd publicly called Bonner the strongest voice in our locker room, now radiating pure joy watching her former Menor crumble under the weight of her own exit. Clark's grin during Bonner's fourth-quarter shot clock violation, swatted by reserve forward Lexi Hull, felt like the season's defining snapshot, a symbol of Indiana thriving without the veteran who'd ghosted them. Stat sheet stigma, a legend's collapse. DeWanna Bonner's on-court performance became a tragic epilogue to her Indiana saga. Logging 21 minutes off Phoenix's bench, she managed just 4 points, matching her lowest output all season. Her 1 for 4 shooting included a desperation 3 that ricocheted off the side of the backboard, drawing audible gasps. Even her lone rebound felt incidental, a stray ball bouncing into her hands. Defensively, she drifted through rotations, her feet anchored as Aliyah Boston blew past her for easy layups. The numbers painted a brutal picture. -24 plus minus, worst on either team. 0 assists in a game featuring 48 total dimes. 1 rebound from a 6 feet 4 inches forward. Post-game analysts dissected her declining burst and peripheral role, but the truth was simpler. Indianapolis had gotten inside her head. Every miss amplified the boos, every boo deepened the slump. The cruelest twist for DeWanna Bonner? Watching her successors flourish in the system she'd abandoned. Point guard Aari McDonald, signed after Bonner's exit, torched Phoenix for 27 points and 4 assists, attacking the rim with fearless precision Bonner hadn't shown all season. Meanwhile, forward Chloe Bibby initially misspelled in early reports, locked down Mercury scorers while sinking 2 momentum-shifting threes. Their synergy embodied Indiana's reset culture, McDonald driving, drawing defenders, then kicking to Bibby in the corner, a sequence that produced 11 of Indiana's 34 bench points. Coach Stephanie White's post-game praise said it all. This group fights for each other. No agendas, just basketball. The unspoken subtext? Bonner's departure had purified the locker room. As the final buzzer sealed Phoenix's 107-101 loss, Mercury star Alyssa Thomas, DeWanna Bonner's fiancée, approached the Fever faithful. Instead of a handshake, she offered gasoline. She joined a real team now. The jab landed like a sucker punch, especially given Thomas's prior accusations about Indianapolis fans. The irony was scalding. Here was Thomas mocking the very crowd she'd painted as toxic, all while Bonner, her partner, had just posted a playoff worst performance in that inferior arena. Mercury teammate Kalia Copper later defended Bonner, calling the boos distasteful given her legend status. But even she couldn't spin the result. Indiana's fake team had just outscored Phoenix's real, won by 18 in the second half. The night's true resonance emerged in its juxtapositions. DeWanna Bonner, the 3x6 Woman of the Year, outscored by every Fever starter. Thomas, the triple-double queen, dropped 32 points in a losing effort while her partner flatlined. Clark, injured but incandescent, living every second of her team's redemption. Most damning? Indiana's post-game pressers. Coach White claimed she didn't hear the boos, a diplomatic dodge, while Aliyah Boston shrugged. DB returned because we played Phoenix. Fans did what they wanted, we got the win. No gloating, no vengeance. Just cold, calm closure. As Bonner walked off the court, head lowered against a fresh wave of jeers, the message was clear. Indiana had exorcised her ghost, and in its place stood something stronger, a team that bled for each other, not just themselves. DeWanna Bonner's abrupt exit didn't just create a roster vacancy, it ignited a cultural reset. Within 48 hours of her disappearance, Coach Stephanie White gathered the team. This isn't a setback. It's a chance to rediscover who we are. The shift was immediate. Practices grew louder, film sessions more collaborative. Players who deferred to Bonner's voice began speaking up, none more powerfully than second-year center Aliyah Boston. Her post-Bonner averages, 18.2 ppg, 11.4 rpg, spiked as she embraced vocal leadership, telling reporters, "Adversity reveals character. We're choosing unity." Even the bench celebrations intensified, with reserves choreographing handshakes for every defensive stop, a stark contrast to Bonner's stoic isolation during timeouts. The new guard, McDonald and Bibby's instant impact. Ari McDonald, a rival, epitomized Indiana's transformation. Signed days after DeWanna Bonner's departure, the 25-year-old guard brought ferocious two-way energy Bonner never displayed. In her debut, she hounded all-star guards full court, diving for loose balls and igniting fast breaks. Her stat line told the story. Plus 22.3 net rating in clutch minutes. Bonner, minus 15.1. For 0.7 deflections, /game, team high. 63% assist-to-turnover ratio. But beyond numbers, McDonald's selflessness resonated. After dislocating a finger against New York, she returned minutes later to sink a game-winning three, then credited assistant coaches for the play design. Meanwhile, Chloe Bibby, initially misspelled in early reports, became the glue no one anticipated. The Australian forward's off-ball movement created spacing for Clark's drives, while her defensive versatility let Indiana switch 1-5, a scheme impossible with Bonner's declining mobility. Their combined plus 17.8 efficiency differential became the league's best new duo. The ripple effect, Clark's evolution, and culture wins. With the veteran mentor void, Caitlin Clark's game underwent a quiet revolution. Her usage rate climbed 12%, but more crucially, her leadership deepened. She began orchestrating film reviews, pointing out defensive rotations younger teammates missed. During a road loss in Seattle, cameras caught her rallying players during a third-quarter timeout. Forget the score, win this possession. The result? Indiana closed the game on a 21-6 run. Coach White noted the change. Sometimes subtraction reveals untapped strengths. Caitlin's command of late-game situations now elite. Even role players flourished. Reserve guard Victoria Vivian's minutes doubled, yielding career-best 48% three-point shooting. It's trust, she explained. Everyone knows their role matters now. Accountability era. Cunningham's truth bomb as a league-wide lesson. Sophie Cunningham's podcast commentary resonated far beyond Indianapolis. Across the WNBA, veterans privately applauded her for calling out unprofessional exits. One all-star forward noted, "Ghosting teams hurts all players." Sophie said what many think. The episode sparked locker room discussions about contractual ethics, with several franchises adding professional conduct clauses to future deals. For Indiana's young core, Cunningham's words validated their experience. Rookie Celeste Taylor admitted, "Hearing an established player say that, it healed us. We weren't crazy for feeling abandoned." Even Fever management leveraged a moment, framing their post-Bonner identity around responsibility culture, a mantra emblazoned in the practice practice facility. Legacy redefined. Asterisks and absolution. DeWanna Bonner got her Phoenix homecoming, but the cost became undeniable. Mercury's early playoff exit highlighted her diminished role. A career-low 24.1 minutes per game as younger stars overshadowed her. Meanwhile, Indiana's surge to the Eastern Conference Finals cemented her exit as a turning point. Analysts noted the irony. Bonner's departure unlocked Clark's MVP caliber leap and Boston's all-WNBA season. Her legacy now carries a complex footnote. The superstar whose exit catalyzed a rival's rise. As for the Fever, they've moved beyond bitterness. At the season finale, fans unveiled a banner. Distractions removed. Future secured. Clark's response? A smiling shrug. Everything happened for a reason. This group? We're built for what's next. This is the kind of raw sports truth you won't get anywhere else. Tap subscribe and hit the bell. We drop these deep dives daily. And way in below, was Bonner's exit the WNBA's most unprofessional ever?